Radiant team ban! Dire team ban!
Series.
10 seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, I gotta mute me.
Radiant team ban.
Alright, let's go.
Ten seconds remaining. 5
Ladies
seconds
and
remaining.
gentlemen, this is the series that we've all been waiting for. Two undefeated teams up against each other. Virtus.pro on one side, NAVI on the other. This game might very well decide which one of these will go straight to Moscow. Who will have to go through the playoffs. So I'm certainly excited. My name is DragonDrop. I'm joined by T Panda. How are you doing?
Well, this is indeed the series we've been waiting for. The other one will automatically qualify. Still end up in the upper bracket, so
Dire team pick.
bracket at this point. Still continue winning and keep NAVI either.
Radiant
They
team
have
pick.
this one very important matchup again. Let's start it off with a Doom, shall we?
Well, that seems to be what
Radiant
happens a
team
lot
pick.
in these CS qualifiers. Doom either being banned or picked up first. Nyx Assassin, similar kind of position. Against the Doom.
Radiant
Same
team
opener.
pick.
Okay,
Waiting
that's
for
Darkseer
the-
actually making it through.
I was waiting for the Oracle or something to go up here, but Oracle
Dire
banned.
team ban.
Darkseer led through the draft. Pasha Darkseer. Tempted. Action.
Ah,
Radiant team ban.
Doom support as a result, so you're certainly putting your cards on the table, but these heroes are still so strong that I don't think you'd mind too much. It's very hard to deal with the Darkseer just backlining and getting so much extra experience in gold these jungle camps, because if you do commit your supports, they're gonna start to fall behind in terms of like, extremely quickly. At that point, Darkseer just runs them down
10
with Iron
seconds
Shell and gets a
remaining.
few extra kills, especially if you put some extra help towards the
5
Darkseer.
seconds
Maybe someone
remaining.
with the stun,
Dire
with just a
team
bit of extra
ban.
meat, make things even better.
Forward to seeing like Darkseer cutting
Radiant
waves
team ban.
and trying to utilize the Radiant jungle side as well. Pull the creeps into the jungle house. So maybe on the first level or two, have the chance to stay in the lane all the way back to behind the tier 1s.
10 seconds
Work his
remaining.
way through there and gonna get himself online. Keep the NAVI supports
5
busy.
seconds remaining.
Nyx isn't exactly the hero who tests with Darkseer, so they either decide to choose a hero that is also favorable for the fight, but also for the matchup, something that can harass with Darkseer. Say, for example, if you want to play a position 5 Nyx, you could still go for something like a Willow, and just Willow is really good at punishing if he wants to do those.
Perhaps another one actually would be the Jakiro. I've seen that particular matchup before, and sure, you're doing only a little bit of harassment with dual breath level 1, kind of being mediocre. But you are at least a ranged hero, and you can start to try and deny some of these creeps that Darkseer is trying to farm. And I think this is the closest you can get to slowing Darkseer down with just a single support hero committed. If you want to bring in two, well, you can still try and do that. Actually, they ban Jakiro themselves, so never mind that. But Disruptor can actually do a similar thing.
Dire
Still
team
Roger?
pick.
Yeah, Roger. Spamming the freaking chat wheel phrase during the draft.
Disruptor do the same thing as
Radiant team pick.
Lion.
also good team fight. Glimpse catch. Stampede, that will also help with the Disruptor's positioning quite a lot. You've got extra movement speed glimpses. The best thing about Disruptor definitely is that all of your spells are insta-cast, so get that instant silence off as well. It can really the downfall of a support hero like Lion for get any hexes or stuns out. And they're
Actually,
confident with these Ember picks today.
I mean, you already see the Doom and the Lion. So a lot of very quick single target initiation. I mean, Doom has a bit of a wind up on that ultimate, but the Hex, of course, Lion is potentially all you're gonna need to set up the entire
10
chain
seconds
of
remaining.
initiation. And if you break through that Flame Guard, Ember Spirit is not actually particularly
5
tanky,
seconds remaining.
right? So it's certainly confident, as you said. But hey, on the flip side, you have the Centaur Disruptor and Nix, plenty of control to just help him out, maybe turn these fights. Even if you end up losing the Ember, maybe you can get a few kills in return.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a Bane versus Spirit still picking the Ember in split push, but alive, and hit 2 heroes from Europe try and catch the Ember guard. Do that, just cut the split push, then reunite and go for Dark Seer. Is those big teams get a good wall off. Vacuum's got a nice cast range as well. It's not really about his Iron Shell anymore. Like, this Surge, Doom, already seems like a very scary thing to go up against. You don't necessarily even drums on Doom this game. About going either Shadow Blade or Blink it up. What he needs is armor. It's going to start hitting relatively hard later on. Could potentially see some small armor item at the bottom, maybe so that Dark build it, but that is up to what is Virtus physical damage to it. Already seen a Drow strat being pulled off by them. This isn't looking like the ideal Drow strat anymore.
No, not really. I think you just want to go for just a heavy hitter of some description. Morphling has been banned, Elsa would have been a
Team
decent one.
ban.
Lone Druid, yeah, that works. Like, you already have so much team fight, you know, Darkseer, Vacuum, into not just the wall, but potentially a Centaur Storm from his Helm Creep, another Centaur Storm from the Doom if he eats one of those, Lion Stuns, and there's just so many things to combo up with, and add a Lone Druid in the middle of that with
10 seconds
very
remaining.
farm bear, ideally, that just, yeah, that's all the extra damage that you're ever gonna need
5 seconds
if you manage
remaining.
to pull off.
Dire team ban.
The downside is Navi have quite a few ways to get into the backlines. Still, the Lone Druid can get super tanky himself. He will certainly need to rely on his team to be able to survive that and make sure that the bear can stay alive itself. Do that damage that they look.
Yeah, the bear is relatively easy to kill
Dire
as well,
team pick.
especially later on. Bear doesn't scale, but the hero does. So in that sense, I was thinking maybe if Virtus.pro want to build a range and just a lot
Radiant
of
team pick.
basic damage
Sven
item.
stands ready.
And you got a Sven as well, just also providing you with an armor, but that could also mean that this could be a bear build for the Lone Druid. Just get yourself another line, Radiance up if you get a good Radiance timing. What you see lately being built is like some like Mask of Madness on the Lone Druid's bear,
10
just
seconds remaining.
extra roots off, enable the Sven to get hits in. It
5
doesn't look
seconds
like
remaining.
a line.
We have a lot of tools available to us, and we're going to be able to use them no matter what you do against. Navi, they're in a similar position though. So these kind of drafts are the best for such a series, I would say, or such a game that it's just the best of one. Because it means that they're gonna be matching up with each other. They're gonna be clashing these 5-on-5 engagements that can be very chaotic, but that really depend on you being able to execute all of your abilities perfectly. Synchronize them as well.
Now I'm thinking if they've got Ember Spirit, do they want to put it safe lane and put Storm mid? But
Choose your hero.
EA. Safe lane PA, mid Ember. Mid PA, safe lane Ember.
Sure if you want to go mid PA, don't do it, but Ember Spirit also deal. Put magical on him. He's shown that he can play that too. Against even against bad odds. But that wasn't against a player of the caliber of no one. So, certainly going to be a tough one. Navi, they've shown that they can play some Dota. They're back as one of the top contenders. Can they beat Virtus.pro? That is going to be the big test squad right now in these qualifiers.
So we can basically go, is Navi back? Like, not even in a meme sense. Is Navi actually back? Breaking the curse of so many years? Are we just showing a starter, an appetizer of what they can pull off? If they can pull off an upset here against VP. Such a great run they've had so far.
They can, then they only have to win against Gambit. They will be undefeated. They will go straight to Moscow. If they don't, well, then Virtus.pro will be that team, because this is their last game actually in the bracket. They win this one, they're 7-0. Alright.
Yeah,
go.
Plenty of games today. Navi's only had one game so far against Empire, so VP are definitely warmed up. It's just up to Navi to answer that. This should be a great game.
Really should.
Expectations are high, at least.
Again, like,
Prepare to battle.
so much team fight from both sides. Then again, yesterday I had a game, I believe, Black Hornets versus Gambit, where at least Black Hornets had a super big team fight lineup, right? And they got all their items, they got everything that they needed, but they still didn't force anything. Might not necessarily mean too much these days in these qualifiers, but I do expect quite the Clash Magical. How is he doing? Cutting some trees?
Smelling a bait. Like, this is a reference to where they smoked and basically rushed for the top shrine area. But still, that is a very interesting move to be there.
I mean, if you want to defend against that, you just line yourself up on this.
Yeah, you obviously don't want to stay in the low
30
ground and get
seconds to
caught
battle.
up first stun.
Well, it didn't get punished. We're also not seeing Blizzy pull off the same kind of
Yeah,
shenanigans again,
the tower
so
retaliates.
that's good.
He can still pull it off. He's got 9 tangos.
With that moving now towards the bottom lane, but I think they are too late for the bounty. They only get the one up top.
And they're going towards the bottom lane. Maybe the setup for tri-lane was just to get up the bounties. Crystallize almost takes it. Pasha gets it again. But is Heroes just going to stop to help Centaur? Nix, or does it look like Soneko is actually towards mid? It's actually a smart idea. If he does. No, he doesn't. Alright, come on, make up your mind already. Like, I was expecting him to go to mid and just pop that Q onto the lone druid, just that early harass while moving towards the top lane. But they are going to go with the tri-lane.
For the time being anyway, maybe they're just hoping for some sort of kill against the low armor Doom. Might be a possibility if they connect a stun, if they connect jump from Crystallize, but he's nowhere near this. Just the supports zoning them out to make sure. Time. Pasha, first couple of iron shells on the Quillbabe. No backbench shenanigans just yet. With both supports here in this area, this also gets reasonably dangerous for Pasha to try and attempt.
Soneko instantly go hard camp. Block it.
That's that Devour on cooldown anyway. Earlier.
Some very bad camps in the front bottom side. There's 2 Dark Troll Summoner camps, so that the Doom's not really going to those for any. There's a 3rd Dark Troll Summoner camp in the triangle as well.
Imagine if you go from one to the next, you see only Dark Trolls, like, damn it.
The Satyr is here, so that is like far away if you want.
Gonna have to do without a proper creep for a while, I guess. Maybe you can prevent them from blocking that camp up again.
He's got his own sentry too. Expects a ward being placed. Probably think it might have actually already placed it down, but Roger is smart enough to not.
Magical. Wanted the bear, 14 health points or something left on the spirit. Now the resummon, so that was quite the commitment.
Valiant effort, like that would have totally paid off. It did.
And gets the Observer Ward on the way up with his own sentry, so that works.
Rune of regeneration.
We got a bit of extra money that way. Now Roger, there it is. He sees one set of trolls. He's gonna see the next. Ah, goddamn.
I'll just
Alright, I'll do it. I'll take it. Might as well. Up top, Zayats. Mid rotation a little bit over the top of Blizzy, so this center I should do quite a bit, trying to get as much PS as we can. It's not a whole lot that VP can comfortably do to even zone him out. Not if he still has so many tangos in his mouth ready to go.
Josh is also getting a share fair of the Rast by some. He's got a couple creeps there for him to farm. Again, Koala is already half. All the solo XP. First waves. Top wave though. Zayas misses the stun on solo.
Play against each other. I don't think there's much kill potential until Blizzy can maybe get some boots, can get the top of the line for the follow-up stump. How do you think about this choice here of VP in the bottom lane to actively contest the lane? Because Asha just keeps doing this, doing the Einshell thing up against the melee hero, which is the old school way, almost you could say, but reasonably effective.
Could say we tried. This is not something for your pub games. We tried an East round where we had. I was playing Darkseer. A friend of mine was playing Pudge. Level 1 Flesh Heat. Put the Iron Shell on him. He's regenerating faster than are doing damage to him. So
hanging on top lane, Blizzy. He's one more click on solo. Actually, the creeps do it instead.
I'm getting caught in my stories during the bad times.
Yeah. So to drop to there, but I mean.
But yeah, talking about that, it actually works pretty well here because like EA is still gonna be able, but instead of Pasha just waiting to get into last hitting range, EA is just gonna spam a dagger, force you out. If you have Doom as a friend, they're both getting XP. This is what Doom level 4. I mean, sorry, Doom position 4, but his XP is to get his Eternal Blade, his Scorched Earth, then he does to be some kind of.
The downside is, as you said, Crystallize is still getting sort of last hits.
Magical.
Been very good about that.
Might die here in mid. For the root. Heal hasn't rooted.
Joking. No heal up with the tango with the bottle. For now, but yeah, I mean, not really slowing down Crystallize. Pasha is still getting CS like he's doing the semi back lane just behind the tower, just drop that. But you're not getting as much as you would if you would just commit solely on this when you also just drag it to these kind of neutral camp.
It is true.
Middle
It
of
is
the
true.
jungle.
But it's just to get the Doom started off. What is most important is not just prioritizing farm, on actually spreading it wide. Heroes that really need it or not. Actually have some kind of game. Exactly one of those heroes now. He can rotate to mid like he's doing. NAVI just might respond to this. So
There's no more Flame Guard here that just expired now. Body blocked a little bit. Zaitso coming around. Nice little stun on the Doom and the Bear. We're gonna get rid of Roger first. Go on. Missed the cat. Even though it's Panda here, they will still click down Zayats and the Bear tanky enough to just walk away, but it looks of it with 200 health points to spare. A lot of commitment from both sides. The solo's not completely out of the woods just yet, but he's just as fast as the drop there.
oh, thank God the Panda survived. But like, what I'm really maybe questioning here a bit is Soneko's. They don't know. I mean, they don't really have the exact kill, but he has skipped things completely and put 2 points on the list.
Almost dropping that. That would have been disastrous. Roger unable to keep the chase up as the surge expired. If it was a surge, I'm not even sure at this point. But yeah, diving the tower, but Crystallize still alive. Out of region though. Only single tangle left.
That's still a trade they would happily be able to take. Harass the safe lane carry, even they get the kill, take some hits. But Crystallize right now, he's farm. Damage has been.
Disruptor coming back, gives a salve over, and even delivers the Midas recipe. Didn't even talk about that. Chris Light rushing straight into that, getting it pre-7 minutes. Not a bad timing at all. But also an unconventional item on PA, isn't it?
Oh, pretty much. I guess we're talking about, well, we're not really talking about the comeback fight as well. Racking up CS, but he's now hits his level 6, 7 minutes in, so he's on pace. Is the final goal PA build? This. Gonna get a lot of XP, but you are a Doom target. You are like #1 Doom target alongside with the Ember Spirit. You're just gonna go straight at Crystallize. Jumps to Zayas.
Stun up Roger. Let's get it on Darks here. Only now the Scorched Earth coming out to help him run away. Crystallize doesn't quite have the damage to do that by himself, but does help support from both Seneko as well as Zayas. He's just burning down to the Scorched Earth and the Iron Shell. Stampede to get them close, but no glimpse leveled yet from the Prophet.
Gotta go fast, 500 movement speed on Roger's Doom. Can't really chase up with that when EA doesn't even have glimpse leveled up. This is what I was talking about earlier when that dive was happening at the bottom. Structure skipped his glimpse completely and 2 points in Thunderstrike.
Did a lot. It's quite a value upgrade actually, damage-wise.
Radiant structures are fireproof.
Very rarely see Thunderstrike being maxed.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Glimpse is
attack.
just too good. Now they could really start to use that one value.
Dire locked
Bit
down
unfortunate
their
there, but
structures.
I don't think he'll put it beyond points anytime soon. Top finds a double stun. He should be fine. As I say, that little Blizzy. He's pretty damn fast. That's another Facebook charge. Fights Stomp even without it, so never mind. Solo left to his own devices, living up to his name. And meanwhile, no one taking care of that. Oh, making use of that space, I should say. Now the mid tower already. That one was unattended for a while.
Power loader is that level 4 bear. So nice plus 40% bonus building damage. Bear already started really mauling down towers quickly, and Seneko going down to Pasha in the bot lane. There's no PA, no threat. The Darkseer because he needs
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dominator already.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Indeed. About to pick it up. The fact that you got the kill even without that just mean gonna give you even worse, isn't it? Takes over the Centaur. And that's kind of the best creep for Darkseer to get too. I mean, just put Iron Shot on top of it, search forward, find the stun. Easy kill on the support here, especially on him.
Yeah, that is actually one of the scariest things. You see a 1500 health unit with a stuff running at you. They're doing right that.
There we go. Centaur versus Centaur, who will win with full attacks from Solo, keeping himself alive long enough to help out. It'll be a 1-for-1 that they like to take any day of the week. No one else going through, and that's a little bit too scary. But the Centaur is not done yet. Look at his Iron Shell. Doing a ridiculous amount of damage to his level 5 Nyx Assassin. At this point, you just curse Ice Frog. And what the hell? Well side there. No one gets Seneko.
Mask of Madness, power on the lone druid. Bear with Mom. It's out. Ramsey's farming ancients. Buying odds. Just
all of this chaos that Darkseer is creating. No one as well. He's being very active with this bear very early on. He did, as you said, he did go for the Mask of Madness as well with face boots rather than greedy Midas. So buying a lot of space for the Sven. This is another stun. Onto Disruptor, follow packs Roger. Extra move. Is it enough? Not this time. With the Stampede, turning this around. Solo is down.
whole team.
Roger trying to burn down Snakeo, but a bit of heal will be enough to keep you safe still. A stomp, another slide, another kill for Magical.
5-man rotation to the bot lane to prevent the 2-man smoke gank from happening. Yeah, I'll call that worth.
Teaching to be in this lane, or this area, I should say. Magical sees Pasha, or you use the Surgical Creep, and so now a couple extra seconds. The follow-up stun perfectly timed, but play still. Stomp, well, if they can get this creep too, this would be nice. And okay, just uses the Midas, which is not actually worth anymore, money-wise anyway.
Sure,
They'll get the 160. Yeah.
But that was one moment, like, you're using your Surge on the Centaur, trying to scout if there's any Navi hero around, and suddenly they're all on top of you, your Surge is on down, and like, oh well.
What?
I submit to my fate. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Tar, I would play.
Oh. So VP taking charge. Navi starting to fight back inside on their own side of the map. When can they start to put on some pressure of their own? Looking towards these tier 1 towers. They don't really have the best pushing power just yet. So is that even on the cards, or do they just have to keep playing defensive to the farm up first?
Yeah, I mean, maybe with the Deso, line up with the PDA to take down towers. Fighting. Unless you find pickoffs like they find solo in the top lane. That's always good that what they can get, because that net worth lead was also 5k for beat. Dropped 2k because of all. Lone Druid is scary to fight against at this point. He's got a medallion as well. This is something that I haven't seen on a while. Lightstone. No, actually, yeah, he's going straight for Solar Crest, so we're looking at a bear build. Don't have any answer to that. They can stun and hold him in place, but he's got a Savage Roar. It's just gonna throw everyone out, especially the PA. PA is like a hero that wants to farm where the area is most safest. Doesn't want to take any engagements. But maybe BK. They're stalling their push.
So VP realized that they do have some power, even just between the 4 of them. Sven has not really been a part of any of these engagements here. 0-0-0 on Ramses. It's just the way he likes it, I guess. I mean, the only one who's really dying a lot is Solo, and I feel like we've seen that one before in the game earlier today on his Oracle. But if it stays like that, it's absolutely fine. I mean, he's level 6, he does have the Finger of Death. Ideally, you want to keep that on cooldown, you know, always find a kill with it to start building up these stats. But if you can't, it's not the end of the world either, because your cores are doing perfectly well. Look for the tier 2, look at this. Forcing out the glyph immediately.
See Pasha and Roger both be warning under their Navi sensor. Testing this, but they can't really get a tower contest happening. They're still pushing the top wave out. They're forced out of the mid lane. Zayat's a power hitter.
Still gets a meme hammer, but he's going for the ult spell.
Dire's top tower
looking a bit rough.
under attack.
Another DD rune from the Emperor.
Face drums. I mean, face drums normally indicates that he should be, he wants to be the one fighting, while Crystallize is the one farming with the Midas, right? Still tough to find an opening. And Zayat is doing his best, kind of scouting, giving that information. But Ramses is not someone that you can go on, unless you drop super low somehow in the jungle, which is unrealistic.
Like, not anymore. Got his Echo save her up and mean the farming mode that just keep on going. Never drop that low. But what I'm worried about here is not the Midas BA. How many towers are you gonna forfeit?
The smoke, Pasha farming up the jungle. They will realize this now. Shot and blink. Quick stomp, follow stomp. They should have more than enough between the time of them to get that kill. And maybe a glimpse at somebody's Snakeo. Just needs vision, and he does get it on Ramses. That's a good kill if they can get it. Ramses is pretty strong. Does not have the ultimate. But not enough control with the static storm alone. Roger was thinking about the Doom. They're just perfectly happy to walk away from it.
Combat Wars, they down by starting. Doesn't give that extra vision so that the dude cast doesn't cut off, but Roger did cancel in top.
Oh. No one, this would be equally good, but no chains. But so too late, Blizzy! Almost, but not quite.
Smart play by no one, waiting for all the roots to go out, and just happily keep nothing that can cancel him. And now VP, they're pressuring the mid tower, looking for maybe a pick off on Sumeko. They've got the creep wave deep with a catapult. They could potentially just take down this tier 2 tower, knowing that Static Storm is still in cooldown for like another half a minute.
Radiant's middle tower
There's
is
Stampede,
under
but
attack.
Static Storm.
No one Surging forward here as fast as he can to find how Mount runs into Magical with what? That's okay, yeah. No follow-up. Doom was there, and Doom was very close actually. Could have been a very random kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This tower's dead now.
Yeah, that early sharing the XP between the Doom and the Darkseer
has fallen.
enables this Doom so
Dire's
much.
top
It's
tower is
got to
under
his level
attack.
6 a few minutes ago, right when he got that. If he didn't get that XP from the bottom lane, it would still be like level 4 or level 5, delaying their possible ganks by several minutes when the rest of the team is like, we are ready to look for pickoffs now. You have your Doom. Nope. Okay, wait for that then. But it has a point. It actually has a point why they did.
Got to tier 2, they still have 2 outer tier towers to claim in the top lane. No reason to overcommit to anything crazy just try for a bit of de-warding here. Both teams have a lot of vision on the map.
Dire's
Radiant
middle
with
tower
this
is under
entire area, this entire map, basically this extra frontier they staked out. Dire with a few key wards here. High end, or on this Roche pit approach. Which is also perhaps something that Virtus.pro can be taken down very quickly, certainly once a completed Solar Crest gets up.
You definitely want to reap the opportunity inside the next 4 minutes or so, because PA hasn't finished any big item yet. And he's so close to getting that Desolator. When they get the info on that, they can also read our...
Even with the Desolator though, it still seems like Pro would have an easier time or a faster time to Roche it then. But either way, with all of this team fight that we were talking about in the draft, neither team would really
Radiant's top tower is
not
under
want to
attack.
contest the other team with. Potential clash point. Very dangerous indeed. So far so good. Sven going straight for the BKB, no blink dagger shenanigans. To have that safety up against all of these stuns.
Yeah, and there was also looking at First Spirit's item build. They got Maelstrom, first actual damage item. All the Ember Spirits we've seen today have been either very far behind and haven't had the damage required. Want to amp up both the Ember and the PA to kind of have that surprise element on the VP's roster that, oh, they actually do this much damage when they both have those big items first time. It's kind of like you're pulling out an ace in your sleeve. You know they're going to hit hard, but they still always get you by surprise. Oh, they hit this hard. There's still that tanky Sven. Sir, to how to fight the PA.
Tanky, if he has the God Strength available, he's also hitting for a lot of damage here. Is it at this point 120% bonus plus 20 strength? Like
He's gonna hit for like 350.
Let's smoke up. Not all of them, the center's actually unsmoked. They're still going straight into the Roche pit. And NAVI, they kind of spread out right now. They cannot go into this.
You see the Centaur that is not smoked. It's the only thing they see.
They go, walking in, confirms what's happening. The stack from very early on, but now Solo trying to get in range. Can't quite do it, the Blink Stomp somehow dodged. All of this, he looks back, yeah, Solo might die. Roger, actually walking in, threatening that Doom, gets stunned up by Zayas. Meanwhile, Ramsey's no one, still working away on this Aegis, the rest of VP, just keeping NAVI away. This is working out. Stampede, what to do? Magical, what are you doing there? You're all alone. The stun will miss. There's so many heroes around him, very easy kill indeed.
Dire's middle tower is under
That was a
attack.
misplay by Ember.
Questionable at best. And now tier 1 very low from earlier.
Radiant's
Very
top
easy
tower
kills.
has
Nako
fallen.
trying his best to skip this wave. It doesn't really have the best tools to deal with that. Sure, with the normal creeps, but certainly not with the siege creep. And the bear's already on him. Unattacked until no one gets a little bit closer.
Nice jukes by Seneko. Just buying a little bit of extra time. He knows he's dead. Just pushes the wave out, so instantly good. He just be giving crystallize. He knows there's no.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But Darkseer's coming in with almost 600 movements, but he finds the PA.
This little ball just for the vision, and look at Blink over towards Blizzy a second time. Center first center, the blink stomp though, over on the Darkseer first, magical, walking in with follow chains, they eat through
Radiant's middle tower
that
is
Helm
under
Creek
attack.
with the Midas, just to make sure that Pasha doesn't have that extra utility to work with. It'll finally send no VP off the trail here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No one is
Dagger.
just staying in his true form, getting extra health out, and battle cry. Curious if he's gonna go into an axe later on this game. I have witnessed the power of the level 25 Lone Druid Bear attack time
Yeah.
too many times, and the rat potential. BP is more of like the team fight type, where Pasha is the split pusher, but now that Pasha's playing a team fight hero, no one has the option of rat. Actual team fight damage. He could go for the battle cry grant spell immunity, but it's only like 3-4 seconds. 5
5
seconds
seconds,
actually, yeah.
which is actually pretty good on like what, 20-second cooldown? And it's for you and the bear, so it can be very powerful if you're taking these big team fights. And the way he's already supercharging the attack speed from the bear. I mean, you have the Spirit Link, gives you 80. Solar Crest also gives you extra attack speed, and then Fast Medicine Pass. The Glyph will delay a little more. Okay, Ramsey, he's just going in. Tries to cut with Snako, but does get stunned up first.
Radiant's top
Doesn't have the Aegis to work with, gets glimpsed back, trying to get this Aegis for free, but just pops the BKB. He wants to get this kill, and will with one more swipe, and he does indeed. Meanwhile, no one's just starting to work away on the melee racks now. Ramsey's helping out. It's aiming from VP, but there's the stuns to get that first step. VP got what they came for. Now they get more. Do some use of Doom now on the Crystallines with their own BKB. They start to try and cut through the Doom first, but the Surge gets him out. Now, Pasha. They're back available, there's not, but he's just punching. They're all punching. Hex to follow up. Solo still alive toward all of this, providing the control that they need. Not just get the melee racks, they also get a few crucial kills. They can transition us straight into mid if they wanted to. Still hanging around, no one threatening with this bear that's very hard to deal with at this point.
Even if Pasha missed his vacuum, it really didn't mind people fight at all.
Look at this. Just cutting through these buildings like they were paper. You do, I mean, if you commit on the bear, you have to use spells. If you use spells, Ramsey's just gonna blink in, kill you. Does have another ultimate in a couple of seconds. Now they're walking away though, so they'll give up one bear after all. Just as I was hyping it up.
They need the PA to be able to kill the bear. He's the only one who has somewhat damage to blow up the bear or deal reasonable enough amount of damage so that VP could trade. Like, no one especially like, oh, I'm gonna lose my bear. That's like, basically my hero is the bear. Ember only has a Maelstrom and a Drums. He's forced to go for a defensive item just so that he doesn't get doomed, get controlled in fights. But it's all on this PA. Like, Crystallize with the Midas. Okay, he's got his BKB. Well, we saw there he popped his BKB, but despite, he's still gonna get doomed and forced to run for like 10 seconds. That last fight where he was just running around, running out from the fight for such a long time because he's got lifesteal. Doesn't even have the lifesteal talent, so he went Cleave talent 5% with the death. So it's good for like AoE damage. You can try and deal some damage on your opponents with the dagger flying into the bear. Maybe get a lucky crit on the bear and do some damage on the back lines. But all the health pools, all the armor pool on VP are so big that it's easy for them to protect the bear, but also easy for Ramses to just go in and hunt Soneko down, which seems to be the only way that Navi can get themselves a pick off after a fight ends, is the glimpse. Or the static storm. Ramses did exactly what he did. He's got an Aegis, pops his ulti, pops his BKB and just chases the Disruptor down, and that's where everything started.
Yep. Now they're decisive advantage, 12k. Monetary terms. Experience should also be, not quite as bad, but still pretty rough. Zayat's level 11. Solo actually very a level away from level 2 Thing of Death, where the cooldown really. For now, this seems like a bit of a desperation smoke. 5 man. to this
VP are
area.
also 5-man stacked around this area, so they're not giving any chance for Navi to give.
A lot of vision here. Zayats now shows himself. This is a bait. VP pick up on this. Well, doesn't even matter. Zayats not quite there just yet. And now Crystallize coming in and trying to get rid of the bear first. Oh, the solo. Okay, he's buying back, but Static Zone catches a few VP zeros as well. Magical in the middle of that. 2 buybacks forced out on the side of VP. Only one on Zayats. Absolutely fine. BKB on Ramses will time out. As they have another glimpse, I believe, of somebody. That is the Pasha. Triple kill for Crystallize. They actually finds the crits. He finds the jumps. Might have been desperation, but it certainly worked out. They even find the change on line. There would be a dieback here with a crit or 2. Crystallize gets hexed up, so it's gonna have to be magical.
This is
finish the kill
huge
instead.
for Navi. Absolutely huge winning this team fight. That wrap around to the back, using Zayats as a bait in the lane, already having the Sven out, quickly blowing up solo, and then just that static storm onto 2. It just felt like VP thought they had the edge with the vision, but they just lost their vision at the start of the fight. Meanwhile, the fight was taking place. They deboarded as well, so they didn't see where Navi's heroes were. They put their own wards into place and saw exactly where VP was. VP, in their previous games, they also used these quick buybacks to come back into the fight and turn it around and get it into their favor. It didn't happen this time. And this is immensely big for Navi.
No boots or travels or anything to even get anywhere close to that area. Navi had the decided advantage. VP, they felt like they didn't even know what was happening, even halfway through the fight. It's magical. Had complete free reign. Phantom Assassin also protected by that 9-second BKB. And now, might find more. Doom stun up by Zayat. Follow up with the Impale. Need a little bit more damage. But there you have it. Doom even comes down with Ramses turning this around on the Emberspirit. They do not want to let them go. Zayat, well, doesn't really matter if he's by cameras, but the bat drop full of stun. Ramses may have upset the spell, but there's back and more. Turnarounds on turnover. Crystallize is still working. He gets a crit and another one on Pasha. Now he's looking for the bear. Meanwhile, another glimpse on the real lone to it. That might be the better target. And there's another bash from the freaking dagger. The Savage Roll for quite some time, but not for Blizzy. Blinks in, he stuns, he nukes no one into so much trouble. And now he joins the rest of his team in the afterlife. Only solo left standing as VP see this game slipping away from their fingers, because guess what? Roshan next on the list.
Roshan just spawns right after this, but that team fight again, VP kind of giving away the Doom there. It's like, okay, we're gonna lose our Doom here. Uses his ulti, gets static stormed at the same time. He did get his ulti off, but gets instantly silenced as well. He got the TPs out. Ramses tries to go man mode, find himself a pick up right after with the BKB used, but that lucky bash from PA when the Yules was about to end on Nyx. Maybe a bit of luck on both of those with the bash and also the Nyx getting out of that fight, but Navi just completely turning it around. If this was any other team against Virtus.pro, they would have already lost the previous fight. Navi have done it twice.
This is...
We're starting
They're
to
showing
get
us why they're undefeated so far.
We're starting to get the series we deserved and what we wanted to happen here. A tight series between two fantastic CIS teams.
12k advantage, a single, oh, 2 team fights. The one to defend their base, set up by this beautiful smoke wraparound, and now another one with VP just kind of being baited in some ways, but also some calculated crits on the Phantom Assassin. And Crystallize crits down Ramses, gets another one immediately on Apacha, almost one-shotting him. Lizzie stuns until now on the mark, but they find a vision for the glimpse back into the static storm. We've seen this one before, Ramses, but this time around Crystallize has the crit again on Pasha. Get another free kill.
Midas starting to pay off for Crystallize, leading the net worth now with 19k.
The hero that they need. Throwing out that damage.
Waiting for that 6 panic. Use the timer of the Doom as well if he does end up getting Doom. And the life steal.
How do you stabilize here? Side of VP. Like, what's your game plan going forward? You just start to play defensively, or you just keep trying what you tried before? Just looking for pickoffs of your own? set for some sort of yeah, lane push.
These smoke setups where you can either catch the Nyx off guard or just get disruptor first and hope to fight that. The static storm is really messing up the force it into. They have the ABs, which is the Ramsey. Solo does have something in that smoke, but not actually going for it yet. No, they're still up against it.
Probably want to wait until that has expired naturally, which is not going to be for a while. 2.5 minutes left on the clock on that. NAVI know this too, so let's spend a little bit of time just farming up the jungle.
I just feel
the
like
lanes.
this might sound really harsh, but BP kind of have to go back to basics and, you know, just nuke the supports and open up the fight to that. 5x coming in, maybe even back away right after they get a pick off or two. Cannot stretch a full-on team. Wait the PA to use his BKB and find our opening. No one's bear build. It is more suited on isolating a hero.
Dire's
Now,
bottom tower
Roots
has
with
fallen.
the Desolator now picked up on the bear, the Solar Crest, like this is just all on the bear. But the bear doesn't scale as well as the PA does.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Feels like they're
Hey,
running up
look
against
what
the
they
timer.
find in the river. The Rune of Many Winds, as I like to call it, bottled up for Phantom Assassins. So have that for the next fight. You can pop that, swap the Basher back in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So if it's going to be high ground, because it's actually quite the push in the top lane, helped out by a few Iron Shells here and there. 2 catapults, so they'll have to account for this, but they do have the Ember Spirit to work with. Plop a Remnant down, TP back home, deal with these creep waves,
Radiant's top tower
and then
is
still
under
be
attack.
able to join the rest of the team for the fight.
Tower is under attack.
But they're all TPing up, so
Dire's bottom tower is
No one's
under
also-
attack.
Well, at least they're managing to dodge the Aegis timer on the PA. They're going to be up for another minute until it gets reclaimed. Maybe we have a chance on contesting the Roshan. They are one of the best teams in the world to test Roshan, fight around the Roshan. That is their strength in this game. The sheer experience. Hyped it out already earlier on. They are a very, very experienced team, ahead of many other teams, organizations, stacks, whatever you want to name it. And they are solely relying on how quickly they react to situations. How can they adapt? And now it almost feels like this game is in a stalemate. Feels like for the first time VP are threatened of not leading the game. They're not used to it today.
you can
especially.
definitely tell that they feel it by the way that they're playing right now, just spending much more time on their own higher ground than they did in all the previous games combined. It feels like. Sitting there making sure, alright, let's make sure that we are not out of position, that we don't get just crit down one by one like Crystallized. Ramses playing a dangerous game. He is protected by this Observer Ward on a high ground. To some extent.
MKB is a good choice for Sven. I feel like he still needs something to deal with. If he wants to fight the PA direct. But right now, either he goes for straight up damage with the MKB, following up to maybe Daedalus instead of the Echo Saber. The slow is really nice to have, like on a hero like Sven, because if you manage to get 2 heavy hits in, you nuke the Disruptor right away, but also one lucky crit would really help.
Another option
Like-
that Sven sometimes go for is the straight up Bloodthorn, but that's a lot of money to spend that doesn't necessarily have right now. And still a BKB, 7 seconds on PA.
AC and almost said that the ABC could have been smarter to build on the Lone Druid's Bear. Bear is surviving fights, and the more armor the Bear has, it's always better. And Bear can also be an aura machine for get stuff like cheap items like Flats, for example, for their team, build it on him. He has Flats. Actually, Doom does have Flats now. Back. But
This is
at
not-
least the AC on the Bear could be.
Yeah, this is not quite the teamfight Bear. I mean, with Radiance into that AC, that's normally the build. This is solely focused on single target, and I guess also pushing. Some ways with the Mask and the Desolator. Now the MKB also being queued up on Lone Druid himself, so this is all guns facing towards the PA, I guess. Which isn't even a bad thing, considering this network advantage. That is pretty much all on Crystallize, sitting at 23k, but the next two highest round heroes are that Sven, that Lone. They can work together to bring her down. Probably twice, because at this point you will hold on to buyback. And then you can still come back into this game.
The rune of illusion.
There's still room for error. Like Darkseer can pull off some pretty good combos here. Surge can also drive Navi into a very awkward situation, like we mentioned already in the draft. Sven is not a hero in this game that's going to be fighted a lot. Surge, Ramses can always catch up on any hero he wants to go to. The only thing blocking him are the bashes. Bash into not having a BKB and sitting in the...
Speaking of Surge, like, it's gonna be a while until we actually see that AoE Surge. 36 minutes in, but Darkseer is still level 6. No one close to his level 20, so... we go for it.
They're baiting with the bear. This could be really good for BP.
Okay, that's only Zayt's in front line, so... Fields dodge that stun. Randy's still committing with all of his spells, and a couple of cuts down the root, and he comes in. He's gonna kill on Zayt. He bites back. Meanwhile, the back lines, he is Lizzy. Trying to do something, but he gets cut down too. This is the fight for VP. The Doom on PA prevents him from critting or jumping around again crits. So now we have to back off. Two kills, two buybacks.
By VP. Using the bear bait, sitting in the trees, waiting for one or two heroes to show up. They only got the Nyx, so they happily just send Ramses first in and just kind of like draw the first contact. See what is Navi gonna do? Are you gonna just give away your Nyx for free? Blizzy missed his stun on the Centaur, which was pretty awkward there. Like, if he did land that stun, it could have opened up Navi's roster to just jump in and take the fight for themselves. But they were forced to use the Static Storm in the river, which is what they need on top of the Doom, so he doesn't get his ulti off. He also has a BKB too, so... But that was
still going for Roshan though, knowing that, hey, there's no finger, there's no god strength. The bear needs a few more crits here, so I'll go to the latest further. Must have had the second one, yeah, okay. So if they get the bear again, they wouldn't even have that available.
They don't have Doom, they don't have Wall, they don't have Lion's Finger. It's very hard to fight against Navi here.
Have to try here, this is the third Roshan game, but there's a vacuum. They're all together here, and Crystallight jumping out, trying to finish off Solar first, and there it is. Stay away, only the drops are dying so far. Crystallize with the Abyssal Blade over on the Doom. Couple clicks here on Roger, target of opportunity. That's a very easy one. The rest of VP unable to initiate back into this because they don't have these spells. But then just got the Godstring of
coming up now.
He does have damage output with the buyback available against Doom. They're still trying. Roshan not really in that range just yet, but what the hell? That's the line dead again. BKB's going through Crystallize. He's looking for Ramses, and the Bastion keeps Blizzy alive for now. He got the ultimate off, but Crystallize now. They're trying to turn this around. Couple of clicks here and there. And he's forced to run. Maybe forced to jump to somebody here. Ramses with another stun to cleave. Cuts him down. Magical force to Remnant away. The stun from Zayt on one side, Snake on the other, but well, Kinetic Field will buy him some space, but vacuum back into another stun. They should be able to finish him off and Crystallize.
Doesn't have buyback.
He committed for the Abyssal. He does not have buyback. If VP realize this, and they will, because they will force or look to force out that buyback after the Roshan. They will find that they will not get it. So instead, highly likely that they at least get one set of racks on the back of this too.
There are still 3 buybacks on VP, and the only one for Navi in the Emperor's River because PA can't afford her buyback. Like you said, bought the Abyssal Blade, and the moment her BKB ran off, it was like, we're going on the PA right now, and that's what Ramses did. He got the follow-up from his teammates, got the bear as well, just teasing him around. He did get force staffed out from the fight for a while, and it almost felt like Crystallize with his... He kind of got screwed by the padding or something. He felt like he wanted to jump back in, but then Sven comes in, throws a stun onto Crystallize, and uses the cleave damage from the target right next to him. I think it was the Emperor Spirit to cleave the PA to death. DD rune and an ulti available to Sven.
DD right now, the rest of his team working away up top, no one can claim racks himself very easily. They will be able to claim Magus. Crystallize is back right now though. Might have to... No, okay, they're gonna lose the bear before he can finish off the range. Mega's not claimed just yet. The second bear from no one. Gotta be a bit careful with this one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Still a lot of net worth focused on a single unit. Not a lot of mana actually is... What the hell? Hey, the cheese right there? That's what I didn't even know. It's stunned. Nice. Oh, Logic Crystallize goes in. Ramsey's actually walking inside as well. As Crystallize finds the bashes. Ramsey's kind of low, but there's a bit of a problem. Attempted, but that's the agent. Picking up that being used, not really doing too much damage. Just solo. Next on the list, the stomps are real, and VP are losing hero after hero. Ramsey's all of a sudden alone in spotlight, and he cannot man against Crystallize. He has to try and run away, find another target perhaps on the cover of BKB, and that target will be the range tracks. Another bash, he's down before he can actually finish it. NAVI, they have not given up just yet. Even no one is caught inside the kinetic field. Salvatore will buy him some time. But Soneko will keep vision. Blizzy with another blink. Don't even need it. Magical. Claims that himself.
Navi don't really have much time. They have to go for an all-in push right now. Force out the buybacks from the Sven. He doesn't have an ulti for another minute. The same thing, no bear for 40 seconds. Even Lundra did go for a buyback. There's a Doom available. They don't have Finger and Darkseer's ultimate either. If they get straight to the tier 4, they might be able to take down the towers by the time BP are up with their ultimates. And then Navi have to make the decision. Are they going for straight for and trying to end the game, or back away and fight against the mega base? But they're pretty much out of time right now. And they know it.
This is shaping up to be the game that we were hoping for. VP very, very close to a mega creep. So despite them losing that fight, now they still have a lot of heavy lifting to do if they actually will want to equalize that situation somewhat. The glyph will delay this even more. VP not even going to be forced into more buybacks. They can even give up this full set of racks if they needed to, but only Crystallize hitting buildings. They might get the melees, that's about it.
They're waiting in the fountain and they can get a 5-man smoke and then straight going to Navi.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
You notice too, of course, everyone's respawning. They get out, so only that one Rax. But at this point, 43 minutes in, we are in the late game. It all comes down to buybacks. It all comes down to finding the kills on the right targets at the right time. Things up in the air. This smoke could end the game for VP. Could also make it easy for Navi to push across and finally force out some of these buybacks.
Still a double Doom available as the refresher shard. Roger. That really make a difference here.
Because on the flip side, still holding on to a cheese. You get that. Say, what the hell? Back up again.
Finds Ramsey solo. Both of their smokes pop. Instantly put the wards down. But
tense situation. Again, a single misstep with this kind of buyback situation is kind of devastating. But if you look at the Radiant, actually, only 45 seconds left on Centaur, 40 seconds on Xayah, so Nake's a little bit further away, but they all have enough money for it. So in that sense, Navi have a bit of an advantage there. Problem is, they have to spend some time pushing out these waves, but Magical with the Boots of Travel available now. Good candidate to do that.
Navi's buybacks are coming up as well in 20 seconds, so if they pick another team to fight, they're gonna have buybacks up again.
Forward. They see him under the sentry, but he gets away. And now versus Centaur here is a big fight for the boundary, and it's even 45 minutes in. Who will find the jump? Is the big question of the next team fight, and wouldn't be too surprised if that's actually around the next row. Still 2 minutes until the minimum respawn timer. Having an extra life in a fight would be very handy indeed in this situation.
Soneko's Axe can make the difference in the world. Disruptor ultimate on top of the Doom, then Roger will never get his Doom off, neither his BKB.
It's gonna be a while until he actually gets enough money Especially if he wants to save for buyback. He ever gets to that point? Yeah, absolutely. He's level 20, so maybe we should have fed him a few more tomes. At that point, you get a plus 180 GPM. This gets the free DD rune just ahead of a potential fight. So AP, another minute where they don't really want to engage. But the biggest got Ayats to Ramses. He's super low, got cut down immediately. Have to buy back into this fight, but will he be able to get there in time? Roger is next on the race before he can even get the Doom out. Solo is down. Another glimpse back, doesn't even manage to focus on the bear, but they also have to deal with Ramses. He's cutting down pretty that quickly himself. Grisman with Satanic, keeps himself safe. Now it's a fight of the ages, but NAVI have plenty of support here. That's a tie back for Ramses. No one down for the count as well. As now, what can they do? Commit for some sort of base trade? Blizzy's already taken care of these illusions. TP through for Magical. Deal with top lane. Pasha, he's surging. He might be able to get Megas if he's sneaky enough.
They saw Pasha with the wards placed in the river, and they saw he's making his way towards the base. That's why they were thinking about TPing back and just catch the Darkseer and then go again. But how quickly did they blow up that Sven in the in that middle fight?
Crystallized did 11,000 damage in that fight. Satanic keeping him alive even as Ramses came back.
The Doom on the Centaur, and Doom got his refresher off, but he didn't get his second Doom at all. And now they're going straight for tier 4s. They only have supports there though. Meanwhile, VP.
This is last round. Okay, they're gonna claim Megas if they want to send the bear in, but it's the only bear that Lone Druid has, so it's not really an option. No one want to commit that, so the defense is still alive and kicking. But there's so many waves to deal with here. There's another. Right on the Ancient. Guy's dealing with that the best he can with triple dagger and everything. Is what the hell? Lion. Know what he was doing there.
He has no escape.
Radiant's Ancient.
Neko, but now Crystallize joining in. He TP'd into what's the mid lane. So Neko taking care of the creeps. His job is now just to keep whatever VP has away. 30 seconds still. Until Ramses comes back. Is that enough time for the Aegis? I don't know. BKB from Roger to prevent the glimpse. Look for a bit of a black wraparound. He does have to do onto Crystallize. Could be big, but he's still life stealing. The tier 4s are dead. Vacuum into the wall with 3 different heroes, but now Blizzy with that ultimate. They're just hitting the Ancient! Navi! They're doing it! The glyph, the latest for another 5 seconds until Ramses comes back. I don't think they can do it, Panda. They're just hitting it. Crystallize, they can't stop him. They can't do it back. They bring down VP. Incredible game. What an incredible game.
Absolutely mental. NAVI throwing up the upset against Virtus.pro, even getting Mega'd at the end, and it looked like a base race.